For days, Iran has been straining to withstand devastating strikes from both the US and Israel. They have their own arsenal to defend and strike back, sure, but the real question is, are these weapons enough? And will they be effective enough to survive the coming days? Enter China, a powerful ally that possesses a vast arsenal of the exact high-tech weaponry that Iran desperately needs right now. Let's dive in and see exactly which weapons China could transfer to save its ally. Air Defense Systems, HQ-9. The HQ-9 is China's long-range surface-to-air missile system, equivalent to Russia's S-300. The HQ-9 can engage aircraft, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles at ranges exceeding 100 miles. It features phased-array radar and can track dozens of targets simultaneously. The HQ-9 would form the backbone of Chinese air defense in any conflict, protecting major cities, military bases, and invasion fleets from air attack. Whether it's as capable as advertised remains untested in combat, but on paper, it's formidable. HQ-16. The HQ-16 is a medium-range SAM system designed for mobile operations with ground forces. It engages aircraft and missiles out to 25 miles, features active radar guidance, and can be mounted on vehicles or ships. The HQ-16 provides air defense for mechanized units and naval vessels. Think of it as China's equivalent to NATO's NASAMS or Russia's Buk. Solid medium-range capability for protecting forces in the field. HQ-7. The HQ-7 is China's version of Russia's Tor short-range air defense system. It engages low-flying aircraft, helicopters, cruise missiles, and drones at ranges up to 9 miles. The HQ-7 uses a tracked chassis for mobility and features radar and electro-optical guidance. It's designed to protect units from close-range air threats that slip past long-range SAMs. The HQ-17 would defend amphibious landing forces from drones and attack helicopters. PGZ-04. The PGZ-04 combines 25mm quad cannons with short-range missiles on a tracked chassis. This hybrid system engages aircraft with guns at close range and missiles at medium range, providing layered defense. The radar-guided guns can also shred drones and low-flying helicopters. The PGZ-04 serves with mechanized units needing mobile air defense. It's not as sophisticated as Western systems, but the combination of guns and missiles provides flexibility. Type 95 SPAA. The Type 95 is a self-propelled anti-aircraft gun mounting 4 25mm cannons on a tracked chassis. It uses radar and optical guidance to engage aircraft and helicopters at close range. The Type 95 is somewhat obsolete in an era of long-range missiles, but quad autocannons still shred helicopters and drones effectively at short range. Hundreds remain in service, providing point defense for ground units. HN6 and QW series manpads. China produces various man-portable air defense systems, including the HN6 and QW family. These shoulder-fired missiles engage aircraft and helicopters at ranges up to 3 miles using infrared guidance. They're equivalent to Stingers, not sophisticated but effective against helicopters and low-flying aircraft. Thousands serve with infantry units providing organic air defense. Anti-ship missiles, YJ-18. The YJ-18 is China's most advanced anti-ship cruise missile featuring a 2-stage design, subsonic cruise for most of the flight, then a supersonic sprint in the terminal phase. This makes it hard to intercept because defenses have seconds to react when it accelerates to supersonic speed close to the target. YJ-18 arms Chinese destroyers, frigates, and submarines. Range exceeds 300 miles. The YJ-18 represents China developing missiles that combine range with terminal effectiveness. It can attack from beyond most ship defenses, then accelerate when close. YJ-12. The YJ-12 is an air-launched supersonic anti-ship missile designed for use by Chinese fighters and bombers. It flies at Mach 3, making interception extremely difficult. The YJ-12 arms J-16 fighters and H-6K bombers, providing standoff anti-ship capability. In a conflict, Chinese aircraft would launch YJ-12s from beyond enemy air defense ranges, overwhelming ships with supersonic missiles they struggle to stop. YJ-83. The YJ-83 is an older subsonic anti-ship missile, similar to the American Harpoon. It's been in service for decades and arms various Chinese ships and aircraft. The YJ-83 is thoroughly outclassed by modern anti-ship missiles, but thousands exist in Chinese inventories. In a major conflict, China would fire these alongside more advanced missiles simply because they have so many. DF-21D. The DF-21D is the famous carrier-killer anti-ship ballistic missile. Unlike cruise missiles that fly horizontally, the DF-21D launches like an ICBM, leaves the atmosphere, then re-enters at hypersonic speed onto ships detected by Chinese satellites and reconnaissance aircraft. The warhead supposedly maneuvers during re-entry to hit moving targets. The DF-21D has never been used in combat, so whether it actually works as advertised is unknown. But the concept terrifies carrier advocates. Range exceeds 900 miles. The DF-21D represents China developing weapons specifically to counter American carrier battle groups. DF-26. The DF-26 is a longer-range version of the DF-21D, with range exceeding 2,400 miles. It can target ships, air bases, and other high-value targets with conventional or nuclear warheads. The DF-26 means U.S. carriers would face attack from distances where their aircraft can't reach launch platforms. Dozens of these missiles exist, and they form the backbone of China's anti-access strategy, making it too dangerous for American carriers to operate near China. Fighter aircraft J-20. China's J-20 is their fifth-generation stealth fighter, designed to challenge American F-22s and F-35s. The J-20 features internal weapons bays, radar-absorbent coating, and advanced sensors. It's designed for long-range strikes rather than dogfighting. The Canard Delta configuration suggests emphasis on payload and range over maneuverability. Over 250 have been built, making it the second most numerous fifth-generation fighter after the F-35. Whether the J-20 actually matches American stealth performance remains debated. Chinese radar-absorbent materials and manufacturing quality are question marks, but the fact that China built a stealth fighter at all represents a massive technological leap. J-16. The J-16 is China's heavy multi-role fighter based on Russia's Su-30. It features twin engines, massive payload capacity, advanced radar, and can perform air-to-air, ground attack, and anti-ship missions. The J-16 is China's equivalent to the F-15E Strike Eagle, a large, capable multi-role platform. Hundreds serve with the PLAAF, and they'd be critical in any Taiwan conflict for suppressing air defenses and striking naval targets with anti-ship missiles. J-10C. The J-10C is China's medium-weight fighter, comparable in role to the F-16. It features a Delta Canard configuration, single engine, and advanced avionics. The J-10C is highly maneuverable and can carry a variety of air-to-air and ground attack weapons. Over 300 serve with the PLAAF. The J-10 family represents China successfully developing an indigenous fighter without copying Russian designs, though they definitely studied Westerners when designing it. J-11B. The J-11B is China's licensed production and modification of Russia's Su-27. It features Chinese avionics, radar, and weapons instead of Russian systems. The J-11B is a large, long-range air superiority fighter, comparable to the F-15. Hundreds serve with the PLAAF, providing heavy fighter capability alongside the more advanced J-16. The J-11 showed China could take Russian designs and improve them with indigenous technology. Su-35. China purchased 24 Su-35s directly from Russia in the 2010s. These advanced fighters feature thrust vectoring, superior maneuverability, and Russia's most capable radar and weapons. China bought them partly for capability and partly to study Russian technology for their own designs. Only 24 serve, but they're among China's most capable fighters until the J-20 matured. Su-30 MKK. China purchased Su-30 MKKs from Russia in the late 1990s and early 2000s. These twin-engine multi-role fighters feature good range, heavy payload, and anti-ship capability. Around 70 serve with the PLAAF. The Su-30 MKK provided China with heavy strike capability before the J-16 entered service, and they remain useful for maritime strike missions. J-15. The J-15 is China's carrier-based fighter derived from Russia's Su-33. It operates from China's carriers using ski-jump takeoff. The J-15 features folding wings for carrier storage, strengthened landing gear for arrested landings, and naval equipment. Only about 50 exist because China only operates 2 carriers with ski jumps. The new Fujian carrier with catapults will operate a different aircraft. The J-15 gives China's carriers fighter capability, though it's limited by the ski jump launch method, which restricts payload and fuel. Unmanned aerial vehicles. GJ-11. The GJ-11 is China's stealth unmanned combat aerial vehicle. It features a flying wing design similar to American stealth drones, internal weapons bays, and long-range capability. The GJ-11 represents China developing advanced military drones that can penetrate defended airspace. The exact capabilities remain classified, but the design suggests it's intended for striking high-value targets in contested environments where manned aircraft would face heavy defenses. Winglong 2. The Winglong 2 is China's equivalent to the American Reaper drone. It features long endurance, can carry precision-guided missiles and bombs, and serves in reconnaissance and strike roles. The Winglong 2 has been exported to multiple countries and combat-tested in various conflicts. China operates dozens domestically for border surveillance and would use them extensively in any conflict for reconnaissance and precision strikes. CH-4. The CH-4 is a smaller armed reconnaissance drone comparable to the American Predator. It can carry missiles and bombs while providing real-time video feeds to ground controllers. The CH-4 has been widely exported and proven effective in combat. China operates them for surveillance and light strike missions, and they'd be useful for hunting individual targets or providing reconnaissance for ground forces. TB-001. The TB-0001 is a large, long-endurance drone designed for strategic reconnaissance and communications relay. It features twin-boom configuration, large wingspan, and can stay airborne for extended periods. The TB-001 would provide persistent surveillance over maritime areas like the Taiwan Strait, tracking enemy ships and aircraft while relaying information to strike platforms. Submarines. Type 093B. The Type 093B is China's most advanced nuclear attack submarine. It features improved noise reduction compared to earlier variants, torpedo and cruise missile armament, and can hunt enemy submarines or attack surface ships. Around 6 serve with the plan, representing the latest iteration of China's nuclear submarine program. The 093B would hunt enemy submarines and surface ships during any conflict, though how quiet they are compared to Western nuclear boats remains debated. Submarine stealth is classified and hard to assess without combat data. Type 093. The earlier Type 093 nuclear attack submarine is noisier and less capable than the B variant. Around 6 serve with the plan. These boats provide China with nuclear submarine capability but are outclassed by American and Russian nuclear boats in stealth. The 093 represents China learning how to build nuclear submarines, even if the final product wasn't competitive with the best. Type 094. The Type 094 is China's ballistic missile submarine carrying nuclear-armed missiles. These submarines provide China with sea-based nuclear deterrence. Even if all China's land-based missiles were destroyed in a first strike, the 094s at sea could retaliate. 6 serve with the plan, each carrying 12 ballistic missiles. The 094 is relatively noisy compared to American and Russian ballistic missile submarines, but it provides China with a credible second strike nuclear capability. Type 039A and B. But Type 039 Yuan-class diesel-electric submarines feature air-independent propulsion, allowing them to stay submerged for weeks. Over 20 serve with the plan. These submarines are quieter than nuclear boats when running on batteries and excel at coastal operations where nuclear submarines' advantages matter less. The 039 would be critical in any Taiwan conflict, laying minefields, sinking enemy ships, and interdicting supply lines. Diesel submarines are quieter and harder to detect in shallow water than nuclear boats. Type 039. The earlier Type 039 Song-class submarines lack air-independent propulsion, but remain capable diesel-electric boats. Around a dozen serve with the plan, despite being outclassed by the Yuan class. These submarines would conduct coastal patrols and anti-ship operations in less contested waters during any conflict.